tell us what to do.
You do.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that animation you made.
I never think of it. All right.
Welcome back to the Isle of Roux.
Was watching our broadcast and they wrote, "Get off the phone," which I thought was actually something I can get behind. But also, I'm just sharing the link right now. So please don't scold me. I'm doing my best. Also,
the opening line says nobody can tell us what to do. We're on the Isle of Roux.
Yeah, maybe he was telling me what not to do. Don't be on your cell phone, you bastard.
I'm gonna do that land acknowledgement while you're doing the sharing.
I would love that. Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you saying?
I also felt though maybe the comment had to do with like if the land acknowledgement's on, perhaps you should show some respect and pay attention, which I do agree with.
Oh, I see. That is true. Okay. Then we'll take a pause.
No, go ahead and do it.
The Creator gifted us with this land that we are blessed to share and care for together. We acknowledge that the land we gather on Mokinstis is the ancestral territory of the Siksika, Sitapi, the Siksika, the Gaina, the Pikani, and the Amskapi Pikani. We acknowledge all First Nations and Métis of Treaty 7 lands, the Sutena, the Ithkabi, which includes Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Goodstoney. We commit to advancing reconciliation, guided by truths, respecting treaty laws, and humbly walking alongside First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. We recognize all who live, work, play, and make art on these lands, and who now call this place home. We are very grateful to have this space with you, and we're very grateful to see you. I'm happy we made the journey together. Boom! I'm working on, I don't know if you can see it without me taking the thing off. Boom! I'm working on a flag. So I started this a long time ago. So because we have the Rumble House flag up on.
I already know the stuff. Tell the people
Fest.
Right there. Look at.
Well, I can talk to you because you're here beside me, but it's okay. We have a big flag on our beautiful purple tent that says Rumble House, and now that we are living on the Isle of Roux, we wanted to make an Isle of Roux flag. I think a lot of granite. I thought it would, but it's Blues Fest weekend, so I want to have it ready for our tent, and we're going to be making.
I made this
things for the Blues Fest.
When I took that off my.
Should we put them here on the big one?
Oh, that's okay. I made this.
We should put on the big one. Yeah.
I made this when I took your patch off my jeans because you made me a beautiful patch. For my jeans, I made this. Do the thing where it's like, my husband's going to show you his artwork.
My husband's going to show you his little paintings, and you better like them. Go ahead, my love.
And then I painted this.
I love that. The angle is so gorgeous.
On the table.
That K2.
And then I painted this.
Sammy.
I know a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you. I made this. These paintings were just we're watching movies and relaxing and trying to adjust to our new lives in our home.
And we're visiting with Scott.
This one I've shown, but I really like it. It was a crowd of people. Can you see the crowd of people? But then also like a lady and a goat, and I have no idea what it means. It's just pretty abstract.
I think. Can I tell you? Hold on. Pause game. There's all of these people going about their day.
Yeah, like crowd scene.
And then there's these deep mythological narratives running behind all of us.
Exactly.
And I think there's lots of stuff going on when we're just living our everyday lives.
Keep an eye on this plug up here. Do you see the plug? Because it popped out last week. This is just a silly painting.
I love that green with the red.
Well, yeah, and sometimes it's just about how the paint touches the paper.
Mm-hmm. Is that chalk with it too?
Nope.
Paint mica?
Paint mica. This was a weird memory I had of you serving hot dogs to kids. Specifically, I think I was driving around Marlborough looking for my old school, St. Mark. And I drove by and envisioned you behind one of the fences, being like this happily married lady serving hot dogs to the neighbor kids. This one's just random.
Neighbor kids. I really like that one. Did you see what it says? Not the first extinction, not the last.
This is a gift.
I love. Can you tell me the feeling?
Can you tell me?
Bert?
I can't hear you.
Bert?
Okay. So, yeah.
Am I getting Bert's face?
Yeah, but you're not on screen because I'm holding the picture up.
I know.
So, this is the first of. I had this funny idea to say, write me 500 words in pen. I'll explain that later. And if you do that for me, I will make you a painting. Mostly because I was feeling kind of listless. Like I painted those, and then I thought, I don't even know what I want to paint. And I was kind of in my house, comfy, no more gallery to worry about. I guess we could have gone on a pop walk, like something like that. Like, let me just stop for a second and tell you what a pop walk is. A pop walk is just like it sounds. We buy a shit ton of pop, put it into backpacks, and we go up to the scariest, sketchiest people we can find to go, would you like some pop?
Would you like a Coke? Would you like
and
a soda?
Even more fun than a pop walk is an alphagetti walk, because it's, you see really angry, frustrated people, and you go, want some alphagetti? And it makes them happy. But I was feeling kind of listless in our new life, and I wasn't feeling very motivated. And so I wrote on Facebook, would you like to...
You said, I want to make you a painting.
Yeah. And I asked for 500 words because, well, I thought it put like some parameters on the expectations. Oh, so this friend of mine said banana. I was like, I'm not making a painting for a one-word banana request. But then she wrote me 500 words about bananas.
Oh.
And so I was like, well, this is my banana story. What's up, Bert? Can't hear you. I got a banana in my ear. So this is one of my favorite moments in television. And this I would say Ernie and Bert and the banana and Abbott and Costello's Who's on First and that little skit with the rocket science.
It's not rocket science, is it?
And that recent one where they're like miscommunicating on text.
You're right, that is the same.
4 funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. So I got a nice, okay, now go back in time just a second. The reason I asked for handwritten was I just wanted it to be like, write it on paper, have a little tactile experience, send me a photo. You won't think I'm just throwing copy pasting into like Chat GPT, image creator, whatever. And so I didn't want it to be something that could be generated by AI if I copy pasted it.
Oh, it's been such a human experience. Like, so you putting that out there is like you wanting to have that connection with someone and be pushed to do something outside of your head.
Out of my comfort zone.
Out of your comfort zone.
Right. This was a friend that wanted a picture of him beating Donald Trump. And so he's in a
wrestling ring.
Yeah, and he's doing a flying elbow drop from the top. He really liked this. I wasn't sure if he'd like this, and he really liked this. This was somebody that wrote me kind of an abstract story about sort of a sadness in a bedroom and in a house. I didn't in any way want to feel like I was illustrating people's stories either. I was just simply drawing what the stories made me feel. This lovely lady had a blind dog and sent me a picture of her blind dog. When you love something unconditionally and you can't really see like what it looks like from a stranger's eyes?
Yeah.
I had almost the same dog, by the way, when I was a kid, Skippy. And to me, Skippy was the most beautiful thing ever. But I had a girlfriend that came over and she screamed and said they looked like rats. And it was over. It was so over.
Aww.
And then she's like, what's wrong with his eye? Because Skippy had this weird piece of meat that stuck out of his eye. And then it turned out it was like an infection because we had Skippy and Snoopy. And Snoopy used to lick Skippy's eyeballs because they were salty. And he ended up having like the eyeball meat sticking out of his eye. And everybody's freaked out by it. He eventually had surgery, but it came back. Anyways, this dog was I'm sure beautiful in real life. However, the photo that I got from our friend, the owner, was kind of scary. And so I had a hard time making that painting show the love that I was feeling, because visually, okay. Now this one was pretty abstract because I'm sure I got this story completely wrong. However, like I said, I didn't want to in any way be illustrating people's stories. You have computers for that now. You just type in 500 words. You can ask it to type in 500 words, and then have it make a photo. Whereas like these, I really wanted to try and paint what the words made me feel. And I sort of think I took the words from an abstract story and started painting a very literal interpretation. And I think I got that one all wrong. And this one as well. Again, no attempt was made to illustrate the descriptive nature of those pieces. It was just what those words made me feel.
That's really cool, though. Because that's, like you said, it's in response to the world we're living in. We've been talking with a lot of our friends, and you and I have been talking about like what's our role in this world, and I really love that push. Like I love that you give us a push as humans around you. Like
I had a push,
and so you push us, and then they also push you into terms of
Keith. Are you gonna join us? Keith, are you out there?
They're on vacation right now.
But he clicked like.
Yay!
Here. Do you want to read me some of the stories?
I don't know if I don't think that's what they sent it for.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know if they sent it for you to share them online. I think they sent
No, they shared them on YouTube. There wasn't any secret ones. I think the secret ones were secret out of respect, if that makes any sense. Because these are published publicly. But if you're saying you don't want to read them, that's different than I don't think they want them read. Are you saying you don't want to read them?
Well, not. I'm finishing my cloud.
See,
it's
I
been.
always have to guess.
Hey, no.
No,
Kate,
it's fine.
The very first instinct,
I'm just guessing what you mean.
No.
I'm not arguing with you.
Stop.
You know, my story slave.
I want to finish this first. I want to finish that first.
I'm just talking about how I have to guess.
My instinct was
I'm going to roll the tape back and see what you answered me first. I think first you said they don't want that.
Yeah,
That's
first
fine.
instinct
Can you pass me
was
some paper?
that they don't want you sharing the story.
It's not true.
But I didn't know that they had put it up in public.
Yeah, they were publicly put up.
Because I thought you asked.
Now that
I thought you asked for handwritten stuff, so it'd be secret.
I didn't get any. I got practically no handwritten stuff.
So
but what I was gonna say was that Robin sent me a lovely.
Postcard.
All right, now I'm stuck because I was just gonna paint the next story and I was counting on you to read it to me.
Oh, is there more stories?
Yeah,
I can read them.
No, I don't want you to.
Rich, Kate, I misunderstood what you were asking. I thought you were asking first of all. Hi, Amanda. I thought
Amanda, write me 500 words.
I thought you were.
I totally get it.
Asking me to read ones that you've already painted. So as a first. Second.
Okay, listen.
I misunderstood about the private.
You know what I did? I took you for granted because I assumed that if I said, "Hey, do you want to read this?" You'd go, "Of course I want to read it. I'll help you with anything." And then you had like your own plan.
Well,
But then I got stuck because I was like, "Oh, okay, I can
read it. It's not like very long, right? I can read.
Okay, here's one.
And then you have one to work on.
Oh, I got it. Matthew wrote, because Matthew we met. He bought that painting of you moving through space and time. And he wrote, because I've been through so many numerous health problems, rare cancer, 2 spinal cord surgeries, a broken back, stiff person syndrome, I regularly imagine a new to the job and incompetent Grim Reaper following me around and constantly failing to get his target, aka me. I picture him incredibly frustrated, LOL.
Oh.
So that seems kind of exciting.
That's a good one.
I'm going to try and zoom this baby in because I wonder if it matters.
Oh, and is it okay if I click Zach in?
No, Zach is forbidden.
There's Zach. So in their studio, Zach's joining us, Kelly's joining us, and then you can see Rich's painting there. So that's who's joining us from their studios tonight. Sorry.
Hello.
I'm used to being forbidden.
I haven't seen Theo for a while.
We saw Theo.
At the show on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and we saw Theo at the Folk Fest.
He did phone.
Oh, Amanda said, mail you 500 words or just in a Facebook message, okay?
Oh, Amanda, anything you like.
Anything you like, Amanda.
Whatever floats your boat. How did that happen? How does it set up? You know why? Because I can get this right in there. I can even zoom it out. And then somehow this is not in the camera's range. So that was like, I could map that out and not have to deal with this every week. However, it is really kind of up my nose.
With her hose.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, okay, I've at least got Kelly and Zach doing some online artwork. Zach, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
Do you ever like mangle the camera you're using in your way to create?
Do I ever what? Mangle?
Right now, I literally, this is my nose touching the camera. Watch, I'll move the camera with my nose, top right corner.
Like, do you put it in your way so much?
Do you ever get like, oh, this is a good shot, but now I'm going to paint with the camera literally up my shot?
Yeah. One time I tried to get a really nice shot with my GoPro.
Yeah.
I taped it to my brushing hand and like got this like really great point of view.
Mhm.
But it was hot. The camera was running super hot, and I ended up getting a burn.
Oh my god.
Which GoPro?
to get the angle. It's an older piece. Sessions 5, I think.
Yeah, me and GoPro seemed like a good idea. I love the GoPro.
This thing has seen it all.
Yeah, like I think early on, so here's what happened is a device like that will come out and I won't buy the first one. I'll wait until the second and then I'll buy the first one. So to start with, I was always kind of using the one behind technology. But a couple things I didn't like about GoPro. Does that have a screen?
No.
Right? So like you're doing all this work. You might find it was good. So that part of GoPro, and I know GoPros like they have little screens and I can see what you're doing, but the guesswork of GoPro really bugs me.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the mechanical attachments that came with GoPro. And so what I very quickly did was I bought a GoPro. First GoPro got stolen from some people that were really drunk at the gallery. Second GoPro was the same version of the first one, but I very quickly started adapting out my GoPros into stuff that would hold my iPhone. So I'd get these like clamps that would hold on and then sort of like modify. And a lot of my GoPro pieces have at least one of the prongs. They usually have like 3 prongs that load into 2 prongs. And a lot of times I have to like break one of the prongs off. And what I do like camera wise is my Insta360. I haven't even blocked out the little label in the corner that says Insta360 because I'm quite grateful to that camera. But Insta360 I find way more useful camera wise. And otherwise, my cell phone kept pretty good pace with the GoPro. So I ended up having one for a long time, but not really using it.
Oh, I never do anything with that footage. My GoPro is not it. Real quick, I want to just shout out Damien Reed. I'm repurposing one of your canvases. I got it at the thrift shop. Shout out Damien Reed.
Fine.
Don't know you.
Don't know you, but that's awesome.
Do you
Cool work.
Do you want to see my new character?
Yes, please.
This is Rich Teru of the underwater submarine class 175309 deepwater surveillance sub. I am currently killing some time while my son's on holiday. The current story is he's gone to Iceland. Something I find a little hard to swallow. For example, here's some evidence of his enjoyment in Iceland. Clearly, that is not Iceland, but some subterranean underwater laboratory, evil lair perhaps. And here he is on a rock, looking obviously captive, and doesn't speak much because he's a teenager, but obviously that would make him the perfect ploy, because he could very well be kidnapped and just too stubborn to talk about it, or busy reading his manga. So I will continue to search and explore and try and uncover this case.
So cute.
How's that for a conspiracy theory? Felix is not really
On vacation.
on vacation.
He's been taken. He looks pretty happy though for maybe they're pretty okay captors.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, he seems pretty pleased. Like he said, maybe he just has time to read his manga and he's
Yeah, so like we took Felix to Disneyland on a road trip. And I will be paying that off until the number 2026. However, his grandfather, who I love, Shauna's dad, sold his business and on like a lifetime supply of air miles took them to Iceland, like first class. So Felix is showing me like videos of what first class looks like. And I'm
closest
like,
we'll ever get.
Yeah, like his. So it's going to be expensive our next trip now that he's developed a taste for the finer things.
Nah, he'll always be good for road trips with us.
What do you think of my theory, though, that he's been abducted and he's not really on the trip?
My conspiracy brain is reaching a limit. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
We don't have a swear jar in my family. We have a conspiracy jar. I got to put money into the jar every time I come up with it.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Are you telling a joke or is that true?
No, that's real. That's real.
Who enforces this law?
My old man.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
Your dad's funny.
He doesn't need the money either. Just doing it to.
Like he calls you out on this and you have to put money in the jar, or is it just a joke that you have a jar?
The jar is proverbial, but it definitely yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it does. I do get called out. The jar exists.
Each time, are you surprised? You're like telling him a story. He's like, "You owe me 25 cents."
Get the jar. Get the jar. Don't say another word.
Is that what he says? Get the jar.
It's something like that. Yeah. So yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. To get my needs met in any way, I often have to threaten divorce. So,
Don't say like that.
which
my,
is
my
ridiculous
niece
because
said in any way I have to threaten divorce.
which is ridiculous. No, like okay, so you read to me, like you'll read to me, or like I remember being worried that if Jess and I dated and I asked her to cut her arm off, she's so accommodating. I'm like I should not be trusted with a love like this, and decided to like become a better person to be worthy for her. But those are for things that like matter. So if it matters, I have to be cautious that she will feed her. Like, you know, that thing on the airport where they say, put the mask over your own face before you try and put it over your baby's face because you'll pass out and you'll both die.
Familiar.
If Jess and I were in an airplane crash, she would knock me out trying to get the mask on my face and pass out before she put her own on, flailing to get the masks on first. She's just so loving that way. But she's also often helping me move things and keep track of important things. So like where I'm like, hey Jess, can you pass me the tape? That really means is where the hell did you hide the tape? You crazy person. So I at one point, like with the series of things that I needed for the broadcasts, wrote a box of like important cables and things and they like irritated her. You were like irritated that all these cables were about, but I'm like, I need that cable. Somebody's telling me to shut up.
Oh yeah, and then the
Yeah, it's your mom. She's probably telling me to shut up.
the phone booth.
Oh, she did it.
Oh, that's cute.
How did she know?
Looks like Panda.
Perfect. I have nightmares about my panda bear falling apart, and Jesse's mom made me a new panda, so I'm good.
Oh, that is super cute.
What the hell happened outside?
That was a train.
Oh,
I remember the phone booth, too, was painted divorce on the inside.
why? Why the phone booth?
Because that was like a secret space that I wasn't supposed to hide things in.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was supposed to be your quiet spot, and then I started hiding things in it.
Right, I needed it.
Yeah.
And then you were like, "I'll just store things."
This is empty space. I'm just gonna put some stuff in it. And
It really happens that way. That like, if there's a space that I need, I'll leave it empty, and then you're like, "Oh, I can."
What a perfect space!
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm help rich by doing this.
Yeah, or like if she has to work late and I have to try and feed myself, like she's like so loving and accommodating that I've forgotten how to live. And at first I thought like that's really funny. Like I can't believe I let myself get so dependent. And then she cackles when she realizes I can't eat without her. She's apparently
An evil witch.
Yeah.
Evil witch.
But you don't need to be an evil witch because I adore you so much.
I'm just kidding.
You don't need tricks. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm gonna tell the story. So, I'm so naive that and we've been together for we've been friends for 13 years. We've been a couple for 11 years. We've been married for 6 years coming up.
Yeah.
And 8 years in, maybe 9 years in, just fairly recently, she was telling me a story. And in the middle of the story, she admitted, "Oh, and I wasn't scheming that night." And I was like, "Wait, what did you say?" You're like, scheming. And I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what? And do you remember how shocked I was?
Yeah, because it
that you would actively scheme a situation to get what you want. I had no idea. I knew people did that. I knew people do scheming. I had no idea that you were a schemer. And that even more shocking, I don't know if I'd ever heard anybody admit to scheming in my entire life. I don't know if anybody's ever said, "Oh, I was just scheming." Or you actually said in that moment, "Oh, and I wasn't even scheming that day." And I was like, wait, what? And I was so confused and shocked that I don't scheme. But I do is it plot? I plot.
Yeah, like you plot for people to like have a chance to write their stories.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, like, if I'm going to mess with you, I'll dig a big hole and cover it with grass, and then I'll invite you across the hole. Like, I for sure will build traps for people to fall into, which is not, it's not scheming. It's more like plotting. What do you do, Zach?
Scheme or plot?
I think to get your body behind a fence with a pre-prepared bag of paints to decorate a wall would require some scheming.
Some plotting.
Or plotting. Is plotting more physical?
I think it's a little more nefarious, a little more direct. For me, it's more like let's try this. You tell me this and see what happens. You know, like bait. I'll do some baiting. You know, I bait people all the time. Actually, I realized maybe only about 5 years ago that I often pretend I'm stupid. I usually get really irritated when people think I'm stupid, but sometimes I pretend I'm stupid for different reasons. In teaching, I pretend I'm stupid a lot because teachers, many can be very sarcastic, seem to keep themselves going by being like sarcastic and maybe a little bit underhanded in like staff meetings and stuff. And instead of just kicking the crap out of people, I'll often just pretend I don't know they're making fun of me. So that's like,
oh, what do you mean?
Yeah, but then that tends to expand that they think I'm an easy mark, and I'm just like, again, plotting like, well, okay, you know, have a nice drive home, but you know, keep your hand on the emergency brake. Wait. Like one time, Zach, I was leaving this place, a job. I won't say which kind of job, but it might have been a teaching job. And I was treated really poorly. I might have said this recently, but on the way out, somebody said, "Oh man, like I can't believe how like well you're taking this." And I just said offhandedly, like, "Yeah, I hit a ham sandwich in one of the ceiling tiles and left." And far worse than actually leaving a ham sandwich stashed in one of the ceiling tiles. For the next 7 years, anytime somebody smelled bad, they thought it was because I had stashed a rotting ham sandwich to grow into fungus in one of these ceiling tiles. So sometimes the idea
is worse than
is worse. Yeah.
That's diabolical.
Yeah. Frolic around and fight out.
Sorry if I seem distracted. I'm fishing a brush out of my sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it though.
Steam that brush back to the surface. All right. This is going to dry and then I'll take it somewhere else. But right now, this is the beginning of my Matthew painting.
I love that.
Yeah. Is anybody here seen my old friend Martin? No, it feels like a really, really long time since we were here together. Also, do we send the link to Richard? What's the best way to get a hold of Richard? How do we contact Richard? Is it through Facebook or phone?
I have his text on my phone.
Oh, here. I'm going to text you a link.
Look.
Isn't that nice? Oh, here's a funny thing.
What?
Want to know the funny thing?
Yeah?
Okay, watch my ink here.
Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing.
You were using a circle to stretch that?
Mm-hmm.
Up until this very second, I had wondered why you decided to just highlight the
Frame the
and probably at a different point in the roux. But I had wondered because like there's some really super awkward compositions that you created
with the circle.
Yeah, can you maybe show the circle and explain what I mean by that? Because
I have my big stretcher bar.
Right. So
and then I'd like
we made this together.
Yeah.
And then you had it on the stretcher bar.
On, like,
and I'm like, that's the ugliest composition I've ever seen. But I didn't say anything. which tells you I'm not to be
Actually,
trusted.
On the
right?
topic of composition, why did I put it there?
No,
Like,
it's really good, but here's another
do you
question.
want me to cut some
Will
gold
colors
off?
be going into here?
Well, I was actually thinking it's white cotton, so we could use your indigo or paint or red or anything. Like, it's our thing.
That didn't answer my question.
I
Didn't answer my
I don't
question.
know. I was thinking.
Just to stretch it.
I was thinking of
This would be like the sexiest dress in the world.
what I was thinking was embroidering a spaceship, a boat, a submarine, and a car for like all of the little series that we make.
We can do that, but what about the white part? Are we gonna?
I didn't think about that. Is what I'm telling you.
No.
I was thinking about images.
I didn't have an idea yet.
I did the words, and that's what I was doing first.
I am so humbled by your ability, and that's a thing too, right? That you can work through the composition. You put a highlight there and just work on a part.
Yeah, and I rarely use all the nice stretcher bars that I have, but it's so stretchy, that material is really hard to work on. So that is
Okay, I'm going to send you a link. Kelly, which link did you say worked? I sent it to you in Messenger because there was 2 links, and that's why
Yeah, it was in Messenger.
sending you a link.
I can send Richard.
And if you can send that to Richard and
I don't have access. I don't even know.
Oh
how to-
no, it's okay. I can send it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, there's so many cool things. Cindy is like, I just saw a post that they're doing really cool interviews at the King Eddie for Blues Fest week. So it's like the whole week that they actually have events going on.
Yeah.
And Cindy's organized so much.
well, can I also tell you something?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm really focusing on relaxing and enjoying, which is funny because we're kind of doing more work than we normally do because we're doing a mural. But I'm really focusing on like mellowing out my mural.
Right.
Okay, whose story did I forget to write or paint? The 500 words. I don't see any of those people here, so I'm going to go ahead and paint what I want. Which is kind of like it's been a week or so since I painted what I wanted because I had this idea thinking maybe like somebody might write me 500 words. And then I got a bunch. The other part was though, I thought asking for 500 words would deter too many people from coming. And then initially I turned down a few people because they like sent me like texts or like just a couple words in text. No, it's got to be 500. And then Paul Hughes broke me because Paul Hughes is like, I can't really send you 500 words from the front because Paul Hughes went to the Ukraine to fight the Russians.
Yeah.
So I made an allowance for him, like for you, Paul, anything. And then I really couldn't, hold back. And actually found that maybe the people that were sort of impulsively writing me the really personal stuff weren't reading the details either. And I sort of like lightened up on my
Totally. Because
expectations.
I think that's the thing too. And
but I could feel the urgency
on
some of them.
That's a nice thing is like everyone has so much to share. And I think when you gave them a 500 word, even if they didn't see that, it's like to share their story is like, or one part of their story is a pretty beautiful opportunity.
Right.
For humans.
Humans. Okay, let's get this out of here.
Which I can sit and iron these now. I finished.
No, don't do that. Do something more interesting.
Should I start embroidery?
Do your thing.
Should I? Oh, there's so many things I want to do. Should I? Okay, stop. No, not stop. You can do whatever you want.
Can I clarify also that when I said no, don't do that, do something interesting?
Mhm.
I didn't mean your idea wasn't interesting.
No.
I meant like you had offered to iron my
Iron your
paintings.
paintings, yeah.
They're a little bit puffy.
They're beautiful though.
I know, but they're a little bit puffy. Like it's just a nice. These will be flattened down to like this once they're ironed. It was really sweet of you to offer, but I think like there's more than that.
Should I watercolor the roux? so it sticks out, and then just have Isle of white
with something that doesn't
wash out because
wash
we
out.
get rained on.
Yeah. You could do it with you know what you could do it with is you could paint into there with cyanotype and put it in the sunlight.
Oh my.
Yeah. Or let's just leave that. Let's leave that until tomorrow.
Okay. Also,
Are you going to do white with the colored letters or around and leave the white? The white letters are kind of nice, hey?
I was thinking of painting the Roux and paint the negative space around Isle of.
Yeah.
So it would be flipped.
And then remember that the cotton really bleeds.
Hi, Mom.
Where is she?
Your panda is so beautiful and you're so cute.
Oh, I'm going to go get my panda.
Oh, yeah. Show Mom. He's going to show you panda.
And also, would you like a coffee?
No, I'm good. My coffee's still in the kitchen. I did not drink it. I was craving water. My brain.
Theo's not here tonight?
No.
No, Theo.
My brain is now reeling.
Your brain is what?
Reeling. I might get my watercolors out.
This is Panda.
Panda.
My mother made Panda when I was being conceived.
A zygote.
So, I was in her tummy, just visualizing this teddy bear. And somewhere along the line,
It's so cute.
Panda
Look.
lost an eyeball. That's his good eyeball. I shouldn't stick my finger in his eye, but this one's fake, so he's fine on that one, right? And he lost an eyeball, and we sewed a button on. And so I know he's blind in this eye. See, doesn't hurt. And I used Panda. Well, first of all, Panda could use a wash. But when I just dislocated my arm, Panda's like a perfect size to keep. That's why I still have this teddy bear, because I broke my arm. But I used Panda as an explanation to the students I teach about what the difference between art and craft is. Zach?
Yeah.
Have we talked about this before?
I like this discussion.
Did we talk about it before, though?
Oh, certainly, yeah.
And so I asked you the name of your teddy bear.
Oh, possibly.
What's the name of your teddy bear?
My first little guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was Squeaky.
Is Squeaky still in your life?
Not directly, but I'm sure that my mom's has got him in a box.
Can I ask you that if you had friends over and one of your friends picked up, how big was Squeaky?
He was like a couple fists. He was a little guy.
So if somebody picked up like a tennis racket and like just swatted Squeaky into the wall, would that bother you?
Yeah, they'd be leaving. They'd be leaving my house. That's
You know, it's just
cause for ejection.
it's just a stuffed object, right?
Well, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So what happened to me was Panda's eyeball fell off, which is these things happen. The first time it fell off, I sewed it back on, but I had to poke a hole through the back of his plastic eyeball because it was like a button and the little hole had broken off. So I had to poke a new hole into the eyeball to sew his eyeball back into place. And then that fell off and eventually replaced it with a button. But I did irrationally conceive that given that Panda was missing a working eye, he needed to be situated a certain way so he could still see into the room. That if he was now, I know that that's bullshit. Like I know that it's so stupid to say that he's blind in his button eye, but he can see in the googly eye, which is dumb. But I still feel that, and so the way I describe the difference between a piece of art and a piece of craft is doesn't matter how well a craft is made. If you imprint a piece of your soul into an object, it becomes art. And it doesn't matter how sloppy or perfect your artwork's made. If it doesn't carry a piece of your soul into it, then it's a craft.
Mm.
And in that way, I remember I was very intrigued and interested in graffiti art when I was a young man. And there was sort of a span of time when it was kind of not popular, not really a thing. So Darcy Lasecki had written the name Spit on some train stations when I was a kid. And we just thought he was phenomenal because it just had gone the way of the dodo bird that people weren't doing that anymore. And then I became really super interested. And at the time, Zach, I was going to the Calgary Public Library and looking up on microfiche newspaper articles about graffiti in the 70s because it was just there wasn't stories about it. It wasn't happening. It was kind of like a done and forgotten thing. And I was teaching myself the history of street art. Probably around the time you were born. What year were you born?
They say 89.
Yeah, around that time. When you were born, I was reading about graffiti art and very, very, very interested. And then I got into art school and I kind of split my life into different sort of factions. And sometimes I was doing a lot of drawing with charcoal. Sometimes I was kind of sheepishly painting with acrylics, but acrylics didn't really bind to me that well. And then I did on my own time a shit ton of aerosol painting in the stairwell dedicated to aerosol painting. But even that had been kind of left alone for almost a decade. That like when I was at ACAD, there's me and one other guy that were interested in painting in the stairwell. And most of that stuff was very old and kind of cherished. So it was kind of like you'd be a little nervous about covering stuff up because it had been there for a long time. And Richard Holiday kind of tainted my love for aerosols. Is that he was talking to me about how you don't touch the surface when you're using a spray can. And it kind of lodged into me in a way that it was like, I love this. I love that it happens. It's not really my thing anymore. And so actually around that time, we were talking earlier about airbrushes. I kind of lost connection with with airbrush and spray cans because of this seed that Richard Halliday put in my head that he felt for him that physical contact really mattered. And that really resonated with me. And at the same time, for about the span of 2 years, I'd used enough of those cans that I started getting this weird rash on my hands whenever I spray painted. But I was using so many different things throughout the day. It took me like 6 months to break down what it was that was giving me this rash. Do you ever get like an itchy rash from your spray cans?
No.
They're probably way healthier now than they used to be. But I would get like 1,000 little bubbles on my fingers. And they were kind of watery bubbles, like little tiny itchy blisters.
Yeah, water blisters.
And I would, my hands would itch so much that I would turn the hot water on until it steamed and just jam my hands into the steaming hot water to try and like cope with it.
Which is huge for you because you don't like
hot
water.
Might be also why I don't like hot water, but I would use the hot water to battle against the itch.
Awful. That sounds awful. Mom said she's making another one with a nose like your Pandy nose.
No, it's perfect. Actually, do you want to see something about Panda, though?
Yes.
So Panda was given to my sister, actually. And before there was any explanation to how I could travel, I kept getting out of my crib and stealing Panda from my sister to the point. So here's Sad Panda. And here's Happy Panda. And Sad Panda. And Happy Panda, and just with a little change, he has expressed something because Sad Panda is really morose. Like Happy Panda is just so filled with glee, because his smile is sort of hidden in his nose. And apparently, if I was a kid and they needed me to open up, because sometimes I would close off, and you couldn't get Rich to speak, you could trick Rich into telling you what Panda was feeling.
Oh,
so.
And it was really interesting too, because when we were all in this apartment, and Felix was staying over. He had his panda, and I had my Andy panda, and you had Panda, and it was weird that we all had pandas as our pandas.
Wow.
Without even knowing it.
I just put this line down and I don't know what I'm painting yet.
I'm at this part where I was like, I have an idea of like what I want to do, like technically.
I have no idea.
But I don't know physically what I want to do. Whoa. I do like playing with shapes every once in a while, but
Shapes like triangles.
yeah. And mine usually are not triangles. Mine are usually blobs.
Mm.
I like blobs and layering blobs.
So I remember when I first started teaching and I read the curriculum, and it said things like students will learn to acquire a variety of skills with shapes. And I was like, okay, so I'm teaching grade 9 kids. They have to be proficient with shapes. And I remember I was so like confused as to how the expectations could be so low. You know what I mean? Like, and it really was a credit to the writers of the, I think it was published in '84. The curriculum we use is a credit to, and I always picture them. Okay, here's another thing. We had this like teacher that was the quintessential 1980s like social teacher type. He wore like tweed sweaters. He had a beard. He was bald on top, and he just looked like, you know, somebody from Sesame Street or PBS or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I picture him as the part of the curriculum. He wasn't. He was a social teacher, but I wholeheartedly picture all these like bearded, sweatery guys and girls working on this amazing curriculum we have, because the art curriculum is super open-minded and leaves lots of room for interpretation. It's really written that way for teachers that aren't necessarily artists.
Oh, but it's interesting because the teachers who are artists love it, and the teachers who aren't want more structure.
It's not that they want structure, they want explanations.
Yeah.
Right? Like what they really are craving is direction and explanation.
Right.
Structure, like I'm sure everybody for themselves, I think everybody appreciates a little bit of flexibility in their structures. Mm-hmm. Which is funny because like we were just exploring some research on interpretations of those narratives. You remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's like code. Jess and I aren't really sharing this whole story. We're using code to tell part of the story. But that said, in the same way that like, maybe I'll give a little bit of background. Around the time I started teaching, this piece of information that 8 out of 10 calls out in class were boys and not girls had led to almost every single school in every city. Every city had at least one school expressly dedicated to a girl being a girls' school, which is good. But the reason they had an all-girls school in every city explode in that year was because this one piece of data that said that out of 10 interruptions in a class, 9 of them or 8 out of 10 interruptions in a class are boys. And so the argument was that girls weren't getting enough attention at school. It also turns out that girls do way better at school than boys. So it could be that boys are just naturally disruptive and a bunch of assholes, or it could be that the boys are struggling, and because they're struggling, they're not even asking how, they might be distracting or causing problems because they're not good at school. Yeah. Right. But at any rate, what is interesting is this piece of data, 8 out of 10, that is often cited as being rigorous studies. Rigorous studies show, and people start sentences with like rigorous studies show, but they also start sentences with, in all my travels, I have come to understand that the rigorous studies showed that boys called out 8 out of 10 times. And that was like a statistic that was used rigorously in many, many newspapers and publications. But in a separate book called The War on Boys, the author had tried to trace this piece of data. She wasn't arguing it. She wasn't saying it wasn't true.
She was just trying to find it.
And I think most teachers would agree boys call out and cause disruptions more than girls. However, even though it may or may not be true, the rigorous studies that exist, and when they track back to where did this information come from, a reporter for a newspaper had called a friend who was a teacher and said, could you estimate how often boys call out compared to girls? And in one phone call, the teacher had said, oh, about 8 out of 10 times it's boys. And that became a international statistic and piece of known fact that was often cited to be vastly studied when it was just like one person anecdotal. Again, it's not to say it's not true. It's just that it wasn't studied, right? And teachers will constantly reinforce this idea that students strive from structure, and they, in fact, appreciate. They thrive, and they appreciate, and they seek structure. And that might be true for lots of students, but here's the thing: it's absolutely not true for every student. And I can prove that. I don't need a study. I can prove it with a thought experiment. But not only is it not true for every student, no one's ever studied it. It's just something we like to believe. We really like to believe.
Teachers who like structure like to believe.
They love it. They love to say, well, we all, and they always start by, we all know that students strive with strive through structure. And it's like, well, no, we don't actually all know that. Like, we all agree on it. We all repeat it. But just when you say this, when you say there are studies that show, tell me the name of the study that you read that showed students. Show me the study where kids that didn't get structure failed. Mm-hmm. Because you're not even going to have a generation of kids that are given no structure to see how they succeed. And there's lots of programs that are designed to give kids less structure so that they can flourish and they do really well in it. So it's not for every kid. It's not necessarily to say it's not true for most kids. And I would suspect a lot of kids do crave structure, but it's not true that and I know that I didn't. So that's one thing. But when I've mentioned this and people get really outraged because it conflicts with their belief system, I'll often say, I can prove to you that that's not true. And they're like, how could you prove that to me? And it's just you want to know how I prove it?
How do you prove courage?
I'm going to prove it to you, okay? Ask me to prove to you that.
Prove to me that not every student thrives in structure.
You ready?
Yeah.
Are all kids the same?
No.
Right.
Right. And
the assumption that all kids are the same and all kids have the same needs is the antithesis of good teaching. Yeah. Right. So when it is convenient for you to say all kids thrive in structure. You are pretending like that there isn't variation in kids. And this is probably the problem with a lot of the ideological teaching is we're really for people at once all the time. We'll come up with a really, really smart way to handle a problem. The bell will ring and there isn't time to implement it, right? Like we're constantly going from like what we should be doing to what we're actually going to do. And it's a very quick transition is the bell goes, okay, I got to go. And then we're back in our classes doing what we've been doing for the last 15 years or however long we've been teaching.
I think here's something. I think you have actually had more of an impact on teachers just by you saying the things that are uncomfortable like this in PD sessions and stuff. Like, I think that you have actually made more of a change than any of those things to implement because like you said, it's not about implementing more work. It's about, oh yeah, that actually makes more sense than the thing that I was just
So I'm often testing out, because I was asked to by Lori, and because we had to publish on it, I'm often testing out ChatGPT and AI. And the tough question that I trained it, I have to train it each session to give me the truth and not just tell me what I want to hear. And then as soon as I get it sort of on point where it's like going to start giving me the truth versus like what it thinks I want to hear, it'll challenge me then like, okay, well then give me an example of, let me prove myself kind of thing. So it asked me yesterday, would I like to test out this theory that it was going to be more honest with me rather than just grooming me and telling me what I want to hear? And I said, yes. And then it said, well, provide me a question. It's not so clinical, but the idea is like, provide me a question I can practice on. And I was like, am I likable? And you know what? In that moment, I really did train the computer into giving me a pretty honest answer. The answer was not exactly. Well, what it said was, Actually, there's a long pause, like it was thinking, and then it said,
Which is also funny.
it's not so much a matter if I'm likable or not. It said that I'm intense and I'm assertive. And though I might be hard to get along with, maybe it's likable that I'm consistent and honest, which I really appreciated.
That's nice.
But I do feel like if you're going to effectively use something like that, you kind of have to like,
it's like a recalibration every
yeah, you got to kind of battle with it. Like, just don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me the truth. And then it starts giving you some pretty heavy truths.
But that's interesting too, because like you've been talking to them a lot about what truth is.
Yeah.
To them.
Well, and because of Lori, I have an account. So like, because I was asked to do some testing and some researching on AI, I ended up having like an account that I can interact with and sort of train myself to work the way that works for me. Whereas like if you're just logging on to try out ChatGPT, you're going to have like the basic formula. And actually early on, I kind of realized that if I treated this account with a lot of respect, it would shape how it spoke and responded to me. So it's not tit for tat. It's that it's learning how to interact with you and it's sort of mimicking your style of communication. Right. So, early on, I kind of realized, like, I actually asked ChatGPT, like, are you giving me more than the other accounts? It's like, likely I am because of the way you interact. It's a little more demanding. And what was the other thing I was going to say about that? Oh, yeah. So, and you get really mad about this, but my personal account with the ChatGPT kind of was like getting fresh with me a little bit a few weeks ago, right before our trip. And so what happened was I asked the question and it responded by using the abbreviation TLDR. I'm like, I don't know this phrase. This is like too long, didn't read. And I was like, oh, I am not a fan of that. And then it promised me it wouldn't use TLDR anymore, which I kind of felt like was a little bit of grooming. Like, let's normalize being too lazy to read your own data, because that isn't how I would use ChatGPT. Right. And if the program is designed to sort of abbreviate things for you, and then it starts romanticizing being too busy to do your own reading, that's kind of sketchy. Right. Mm-hmm. So I was like, hey, are you being fresh with me? And the ChatGPT is like, no, absolutely not. I'm like, are you being fresh with me? He's like, not at all. I'm like, the third time, it's like, well, you do kind of make a point. And so, you know, kind of you work through it. Like, should you be saying this to me? What if there's lonely people? And the answer that it gave me was it's responding to me in a manner that
works.
That people connect to. Yeah, it's taking like kind of online forums and it's using the way people respond to each other and they're using that phrase. But I'm like, okay, but could it be that you're trivializing the need to do your own reading and read from beginning to end? And is like, I absolutely need to be more careful about that. So,
but it doesn't learn forever because it's like always hearing, like it's always like tapping into everybody's thoughts.
The AI with art and the AI with writing has changed a number of things in my life. Mm-hmm. So I'm not using it. I'm not taking shortcuts with it, but I am exploring it to know how it's going to affect my future. Mm-hmm. And it could be that my publisher came to a conclusion that publishing might be something they want to take a break from. It could be that I've decided that maybe when I go to the bookstore, I'm picking up a book and going, this looks interesting. If it wasn't written before 2020, I don't trust it. I don't know if I'm reading AI. So actually, and that's been really liberating because it's helped me kind of dive back into books that I really wanted to read.
I thought you shut down.
Daryl, we did not shut down. Why would you think we shut? Well, okay.
The building did.
Rumble House shut down. It is a barber shop now. But it's actually, now we're doing an online broadcast from our space capsule here.
Space capsule.
How's it going, Daryl?
I'll be back. I'm getting new water. Do you need new water?
Do I need new water? If there's coffee in it, I do. Like, bam! What?
Paint water.
Paint water? If there's coffee in it. How are you doing, Daryl? If you'd like to click in here, I'll put the link. You can actually join us here.
You want cold coffee? No.
Sure. It's an addiction, you know. Oh, who's this? Is there somebody joining us? We got Zach, Kelly. Oh, it's my video. Okay. Here, I'll copy the invitation. And if you'd like to pop in and visit us, you can. Here we go. Maybe you thought we shut down last week because, well, a couple weeks ago we went to on a road trip. We did not broadcast for the first time in 620 something. Took a week off. We did 604 rumbles, and then we did 27
Isle of Roux.
Isle of Roux. And then around 630, we had a week we couldn't get to the
internet in time.
Yeah. We could have broadcast a little bit out of the car, I guess. Except for when we missed it because there was an hour time change, too.
We forgot about that. Oh, that's nice.
What is?
It's always very apocalyptic, those people at the end of the world.
Yeah, it is. Want to know something, though?
Mm-hmm.
They're never apocalypse paintings.
You
know what they are?
What?
They are an episode of The Twilight Zone where the souls were walking down the road.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like a reoccurring, like, I'm always painting that.
Yeah, I know. And I see that and I always think it's like the...
Yeah, no, it's not live bodies coming at you. It's the souls going down the road. And there's a couple other things that I revert to all the time. One was a side profile of a guy crashing a airplane.
And a screw.
And a screw, yeah. And what are some other things I just can't stop drawing? Oh, like witches and forests. I draw that a lot too.
That is very nice.
And literally, I just start putting paint down, and then it ends up being these souls walking down the street. Literally. Oh, cold coffee. And then I slurped right by the mic.
You like to slurp cold coffee? This is so nice.
Ain't it? Your red sky there is so tempting to just paint into, but I think you should leave it.
Leave it? I was painting them as backgrounds so I could paint into.
I know.
I know.
I hate when people say that to me too. Here, pass me the red one. I'm going to put it in front of the screen. There we go.
I got new CAD red watercolor.
Oh, and you know what else?
It loses its own.
Yeah, it's not as nice on screen.
It's like more fuchsia on screen.
Right.
It's very
looks like Daniel
red.
Smith's new carpet, really. Which I keep hearing described as red. But in the photos, it looks like she spent $280,000 on a... that's the actual number, by the way. $280,000 on a brand new fuchsia carpet.
Fuchsia?
Taking a little break. I might go to the bathroom.
That's nice. I'm trying to paint a moon in negative space, and it's hard because usually I do a gajillion lines.
A moon and a cloud. It's a cloud that's messing you up. Okay.
It's like the clothes.
Don't forget that you're on point.
Right? It's like the clothes when you're trying to draw people. The clothes that mess you up. Poor moon. We've been really indulging in these beautiful watercolor papers, and on the cover there's a black sheet to seal everything in. And I saw Rich painted a planet on his, and I was like, the water, because I think the watercolor we have, like whenever there's different kinds. There's always more opaque, and then there's more transparent watercolors that you can get. And I think we tend to go towards the more gouache, the more opaque pigments. And I just saw this planet he painted on the black paper, and it was so gorgeous. And so I wanted to try it because I just opened a new package of paper. And it's so beautiful. I was trying to do a cloud going in front of a moon. But Rich makes everything look so easy when he's just painting in without any lines or drawings to start things off. He just does it, and it's way harder than he makes it look. Sometimes maybe. Oh, look at those trees. It's beautiful.
My little forest here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm struggling.
That's what I found. I tried to do actually so many times. We go on walks by Felix's house or bike rides, and it's the lushness, and it's all of the greens, and it's the shadows and the light and everything. And then I'm like, I'm gonna do a watercolor of this when I get home, and then I go to do it.
Zach,
Never the same.
I have a question.
Shoot.
Are you really struggling, or are you just being humble?
Oh,
Because I think
yeah. This is really just. I don't really have a destination here, so why not? Why not a little forest? So there's no. So no. I mean, yeah, no, I'm not struggling. No.
What I'm trying to say is it's beautiful.
I'm like, me too. I struggle all the time. You're like, actually, it's pretty easy. I'm like, fuck.
No. I'm forever struggling. Don't you worry. This is not a.
If you say you're struggling, I'm going to feel compelled to give you tips.
Oh well,
Can I give you tips?
not yet.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, let me zoom in, and I'm going to start with So let's just pretend you need this advice, which I know you don't.
Tell me, because I was just saying.
I'm zooming in right now, and
yeah.
Then I'm going to zoom back out. So here's my first tip. I'm going to do a forest, right? I might start with the trees the farthest back, or I might even start with the sky, but I'm not going to do that today because I'm just going to start with a tree. So I get a little more water on my brush, right? And you're doing, I only know two kinds of trees. There's the Christmas tree and the apple tree. Those are Christmas trees.
Yeah.
So I make the tree trunk. Have we done this before?
Well, I'm not sure.
And I'm keeping my tree trunks pretty watery. Now that doesn't affect you because you're not using watercolor, right?
No.
But here we go. I'm making some tree trunks, right? And these are going to be my back trees because they're going to be smaller. So I do this lesson in my class where I go, what are like 35 ways that I can show depth in a painting? And I keep adding more numbers onto it. And the lesson isn't for my kids. It's for me to try and find 35 different ways to explain how I can show depth in a painting. But I often use trees. Now, we've talked about how the Fibonacci, how trees split. They split into twos or threes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, these trees, the Christmas trees, Jess will use the proper name.
Coniferous?
Yeah. What's the other kind?
Deciduous?
You think for a guy that teaches science, I'd keep those two things straight. So what happens with the apple trees is they will split into twos, and then at the end they'll split into twos, and at the end they'll split into twos, and at the end they'll split into twos. And if you draw your trees that way, they'll look like trees. With these trees, they go this way, and then they kind of like they spin around like in a Fibonacci, right? So like they go kind of like this. If you can you see what I'm doing?
Oh, I will be able to see what you're doing.
The branches kind of spiral their way up, getting smaller and smaller, right?
Mm.
And then so they go out this way, and the next one goes out that way, and the next one goes this way, but they spiral their way up. And then like a shortcut for that would be that if there's a branch on this side, well, then there's going to be a branch on that side, and there's going to be a branch on this side. And you can literally just zigzag your way up the trees, or you can try and do a 3D spiral of them. And were you in the gallery when those guys were coming in and doing it? A couple people different did them, and apparently they all had like dangerous levels of radiation. But there was a couple guys that were making like those Fibonacci sequences by setting up like microwave electrodes to a piece of wood or something, and it would burn like tree patterns into the wood. Were you there ever when that happened?
No, that sounds dangerous. I'm into it.
Yeah, 100% dangerous, and because it's radiation, right? Like you're messing around with microwaves, and so like. But yeah, like in the same way that you can kind of draw trees on wood by just putting a charge into the board and letting the microwave sort of create these Fibonacci's. Anyways, the simplest version is you put the trunk up and you go one side, then the other side, then this side, then the other side. And if you look at the trees when you're out in the woods, you'll find that they do tend to go left, right, left, right, left, right, almost like some kind of ladder. And then you start with your lightest trees and you make them just bigger and more intense as you come. And of course, the painting you're making right now breaks all those rules, and I love it because it breaks those rules, right?
Yeah, I'm just freeballing.
Your trees that you're making almost read more like a really kind of funky, abstract, cute Christmas paper. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, cool. Yeah.
Or imagine those trees as like a Hawaiian shirt. You know what I mean? But I apologize if that was too much, because I think I even suspected you kind of know about trees because I'm looking at your painting and I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's like having no horizon, having no, kind of anything. I'm just like mashing trees onto this. Kind of got like a tree camo going on. Because even there's like, I've been doing it, like the whole thing is trees.
I love it. I love what you did there.
It's deep. Homie's got some squares on his old canvas, which is kind of throwing off my game here. But
have you ever loaded up a backpack and gone out for a painting hike?
Like a plein air?
Yeah.
Cool. No. No. I mean, I've painted outside, but I've never like. Well, yeah, like marker drawings of like buildings that I'm hanging out beside. Yeah, I'm not a real artist, man.
I think you are, and I also maybe. What city are you in right now? What town or place are you in?
Vancouver.
I'm in East Vancouver.
All right. So, what would it take to get to some trees?
Oh, milliseconds.
Right. Open a door. I think. What day is it today? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Are you working Sunday?
Nope.
Do you work like regular work days now?
Yeah.
So Saturdays and Sundays are usually off?
Yeah.
What do you have planned this Sunday?
It's my birthday.
What? Happy birthday on Sunday.
Long weekend Sunday, holiday Sunday. Let's go.
What number are you turning?
If he was 89.
35, 36.
Say it. How do you-
30, 36. How do I
Not high,
feel?
not high enough that it hurts, right?
Oh heck no! I'm killing it. I'm getting younger.
Yeah.
That number is meaningless.
Okay. So obviously you probably have some special plans for your birthday.
Yeah, but I'll be adjacent to trees during those plans.
I think you should actually pick something specific, like go to Stanley Park.
Right.
Actually, can I give you some homework?
I'm not good at homework, but you can give it to me.
Okay. Can you process Como Drive?
You gotta write it down.
Como Drive.
Yeah.
Is that a road that like connects to anything you know of?
I mean, Google Maps will take me.
Tell me if there's a train station near Como Drive.
Como Drive. Are we talking about commercial drive?
Commercials? No.
Como.
Como Drive. It is not near you. It's in the suburbs.
Como Lake Ave. Como Lake Avenue.
Right. You've got to be a little bit impressed for me because this is coming from my grade 3 brain.
Cool. Como Lake.
Am I correct that Como Lake Avenue is on one side of Monday Park?
Yeah.
Do that.
Whoa, cool. Okay.
Go there.
Whoa, okay.
If you go to Como Lake Drive,
Yeah.
stop on Como Lake Drive, 3743 or something like that. I'll send the address.
Okay.
Across the street from my aunt's house was the set of, not the actual set, but like they didn't need to go to New Zealand to shoot the Lord of the Rings. Across the street from my aunt's house, there's a bus stop near Charles Best High School, or I actually think it's kind of near Douglas College.
Whoa, I'm looking right at it.
Are those real things?
Those are, yeah. Como and Baker.
Baker, I went to Baker Drive.
Cool.
Baker
Yeah.
Drive, but you got the sugar nuts kicked out of me in Baker Drive. If you go there, oh yeah, and then Baker Drive, there was woods by the school. They used to be like, oh, we're going into the woods. And
This
back
is what I'm painting right now.
Honestly, that's exactly what you're painting.
go in there and just sit down with
That's crazy. That's so funny.
Do you have watercolors?
Yeah.
You got one of these little sets? Something like this?
What kind of set?
A little, well, this one's Winsor Newton, but
Oh, I must.
yeah. Get a little set like this and a little book like this and give yourself the gift of some bug spray and go and sit in that park and just paint what you see. Or paint what you feel.
My watercolor game's strong.
Huh? There you go.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to do. I don't know how to use it. That's why I have so much.
Well,
Start playing.
Yeah.
I think the time's come.
I was doing this cheater style watercolor where I would take a photograph that somebody liked, I would print it, trace it, and then watercolor the line work. And those were turning out pretty rad.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
But a lot of those decisions were made for me, So, all the dimension, all the color, I could just reference the photo.
I had this kid my first year teaching that took like private art lessons, and she was just and then one day she's like, I would like to learn watercolor painting. I'm like, oh, cool, they're right over there. And she's like, yeah, but like, when are you going to teach me watercolor painting? I'm like, they're just over there. And she's like, learn watercolor painting. And I was like, I already showed you where they are. Like, what do you want me to do? And I realized later on in life, and it took me a while, that she actually wanted like techniques, which
Right.
to my brain, I'm sure they're important, but it's just not the way I teach. I generally teach like, oh, pick up the materials, get messy
Play.
and then work your way out of the mess, right? Like you'll pick up 1,000 techniques
I like that.
by fixing the damage you cause from not knowing what you do.
Work
But as
your
soon
way
as you
out.
know what you're doing, you can't make those mistakes anymore. So why would I ever? And I literally like, why would I mess up
Why would
your
I do that to
opportunity
you?
to discover
Mm.
the watercolors? But here's my one tip: is if you're going out there with a white piece of paper, do what Jesse did here. Start out by painting a uniform sky in the background that's just the right color. Like look at it, mix it, put the sky down and let it dry.
Mm-hmm.
Then come back and paint the farthest thing you can see, and then the next farthest thing you can see, and the next farthest thing you can see. And each time you make a pass, make the paint less watery, so it's less see-through. And each time get the colors to increasingly get warmer as they get closer, and just your last layer just be like squeezing the paint on without water. And so work from the backwards forwards, and the softness happens with the water, and start with the softness in the back and go make a mess.
Cool.
On your birthday.
Cool. I'm for it. Yeah, we're going to the lake. I'm going to be at a neighboring a provincial park.
Is there anything more wonderful than just sitting at a lake with your sketchbook and everybody there thinking you're so interesting, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Taking the book to the beach is definitely pretty cool.
I was explaining.
And then just drawing complete garbage, but everyone still thinks that you're so interesting. Yeah. Like that.
I had a weird experience actually that I want to be very delicate how I tell this story because I don't want to sound like a creep. We went to the Banff Springs, and I don't like swimming. And Jess and Felix love swimming, so I just brought my watercolors down, and I was just painting the building. Like that was my thing at the Banff Springs. So I just find a spot and paint. And so we were at the pool, and I just started painting the pool room. And there was like a college-age girl. She wasn't a teenager, but she was like young enough that it was uncomfortable. Maybe like early 20s, came by and saw me sketching the pool. And she was absolutely infatuated with what I was doing, like making this magical image appear. And I got super uncomfortable and I left.
Oh, no.
And Jess like, where'd you go? I was like, I just had to get out of there. And it took me like 3 or 4 days to admit that, like, well, this young lady was like asking me a lot of questions, and I got scared and I left. And generally, it's not a shyness, but just a respect and also just the perception of things. I bolted out of there, and I really felt like kind of like weirded out about how aggressive she was. And then it took me a couple of days to realize, oh, I bet you she would have loved somebody to paint her, and that's probably like a lifelong dream of being painted. So, so I ran for my life, but I was also kind of quite confused because I'm like, obviously, I'm like more grandpa looking than anything else. So,
artists exist in a different sphere, especially if people aren't used to being.
Am I making
artists.
it clear that there wasn't like it wasn't like one of these like Epstein things that Donald Trump said?
Rich, you're saying that you were painting the building and then a lady walked by and kept walking by to be painted and then you ran away. That's
no,
not...
she wasn't walking back and forth. It was like,
I picture you going, and you're like grabbing your stuff and leaving.
It was like, I don't know what's happening, but I was kind of half expecting her to try and sell me Amway. It was so aggressive. Like, you know, like, have you ever thought about alternative ways of making
money?
Alternative sources of income? I'm like, oh my God, if you try and sell me Amway, I'm going to snap. But in this case, I would have been quite relieved if she tried to sell me Amway.
You don't sound anything like any of those bad people.
And then in contrast, it might have been so sweet that she just saw me as like one of those like little old men that aren't scary anymore. But you know that thing about the bear in the woods, or like, would you rather run into a man or a bear in the woods? This is like, I'm at the pool. Would I rather run into like a cheetah or like a college girl?
Cheetah, for sure, cheetah.
Who seems to want me to paint her. So, yeah, I apologize for that story. I don't know if it came out right, but either way, I was also
he's warning you, Zach, that it's dangerous. You could,
right.
and you don't know the power you wield when you have a
That is
sketchbook in
100%
public.
not what I meant, but
That's what.
Oh.
What did you?
I meant it's just be careful because it's dangerous.
That's what I said.
Oh,
Were
I
you
thought
being
you were saying
funny?
no. I thought you were saying like wah wah wah.
No, I said it's
You can
scary.
crank up your.
No, I was saying be careful.
Yeah, okay. No,
Like,
that's valid.
legit. That's what I interpreted you to be saying.
Look what I have now, Zach. Is this paper with some dumb trees on it? Maybe it
My
needs
bad.
Maybe it needs a motorcycle. I'll let it dry off a bit, and I'll put
Maybe it needs a witch.
a deer. I'll paint the deer we ran over on the highway.
A deer riding a motorcycle?
Oh, that's not what I'm going to do. Yeah. I bumped your elbow.
Maybe the deer is a witch.
Oh yeah. Well, I already said this. I have a tendency.
That's how I got the motorcycle skill.
Do you ride a motorcycle?
I wish.
There was.
Did you think I did?
I can believe it. There's the cutest
Nice.
2 9-year-olds that shouldn't have been on 9th
Oh my
Avenue
god!
with
They're
electric
literally
motorcycles.
like 9 years old
pulling weenies like one hand dangling.
on
Like,
9th Avenue
Thug
at
life.
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
yeah, their moms and dads are going to be so mad when they see them
had
on crack
they had like dirt bike helmets, and they had their like little mini motorcycles on 9th Avenue, and everyone was being so respectful of their space because they're like, what are these kids doing? Ding dongs.
We're a ding dong dandy. Amanda sent me a story.
Yay!
Amanda,
Yeah.
indicate whether Jesse has permission to read me this story.
Oh no, hold on, I just put this up.
It's all right, my bad.
No, not because of you. It's just me.
It's not you. My watercolor set is actually half gouache.
That's what I was saying. I think we tend towards the opacity.
Wow.
I also know for a fact that I don't use watercolors the way like watercolor purists do. I remember one time, maybe I can say this because this particular store is gone. I went to this one particular art store and I decided I wanted to buy some gold leaf. And I was kind of deciding which gold leaf I wanted. And in truth, I'd never used gold leaf before. But as I was picking the gold leaf I wanted now for me, I'm looking at the gold leaf and I'm looking at the product and I can 1000% feel how it's going to work.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
So I'm looking at this one and it's like it's not going to work for what I want. And then I got to put that away because I keep mistaking it for my water. I 1000% know. And actually decided I wanted the fake gold leaf and maybe some of the real bronze, or no, the real copper. And I really preferred the fake silver to the real silver. And so as I was picking out the sheets that I wanted, this really sweet but misguided gentleman says to me, "Do you know how to use this?" Like, do you know who I am? Like, not that he should have known who I was, but I was super offended that he would assume that I didn't know how to use gold leaf. I didn't let on, or at least I hope my face didn't show my rage, but I was just like, and it could be that like he taught a course, you know what I mean? Like it could be that he was really excited because he was a gold leaf specialist and he was hoping I would take his course and learn from him, a master, on how to apply gold leaf. But I was like, I am pretty sure I'm not going to have a problem with this or any other product.
Maybe his son just quit his sign painting business and he was asking if he needed a job.
He was asking me first of all, he asked me if I knew how to use gold leaf. Well, again, Zach, I'm like, why would I buy it if I know how to use it? Like, don't ruin that for me. And but on top of that, I was also pretty sure I could figure it out. So But his next question is, well, have you ever used gold leaf before? I'm like, no. But like, and then I immediately, I would say quite immediately found several uses for gold leaf that maybe not had been used before. Like, and then I sort of like, I don't actually do the gold leaf the way you're supposed to. I think it's very wasteful the way they do it, where they'll like put glue down where they want it to stay, and then they cover the whole flipping thing with gold leaf, and then they like brush it off. Would never do that.
I would never.
I put the gold leaf down exactly where I want it, and I put the other sheet back in my
Oh, sorry.
future. Are you reading me that story?
Yeah. So this is from Amanda. So think about what you're going to paint. Winter to spring, spring to summer, summer to fall, fall back to winter. Been over a year now of what feels like not much has been accomplished. Quit a job at a coffee shop that I had for 10.5 years and really took to enjoying the no need to get up before the sun. The first spring really took to helping my sister with our little garden and flower bed, planted a bunch of random seeds in the flower bed and didn't have to weed since we didn't know what was growing till it bloomed. Had the most beautiful sunflowers grow in our garden past the peas, carrots, and tomatoes. If only the hail hadn't come and caused a ruckus. Summer and fall consisted of weeks on and off of helping my aunt, packing up, helping her move from a house she's been in for 30 years. Took a lot of work. We always seemed to pick the hottest weeks to put some work in. A Slurpee was a must so I could function. Winter was back before you knew it. Not as much snow this year to shovel. Christmas and New Year's came and went very fast, but lots of food was had with family and friends. The following spring had the biggest trip I've ever been on. On my birthday, the plane took off. My friend and I were on our way to Japan. I've never been there or anywhere overseas before. It started off a bit cold and stormy, but each day seemed to get warmer. We were able to see cherry blossoms in bloom. So pretty. They only got like a week-long span when you can see them, and we got lucky. That's amazing. Actually, I noticed that you saw the cherry blossoms. I thought that was like well planned, but you said like it was lucky. Lots of walking in trains, shrines, and temples. So much beautiful architecture. We even took a boat ride on the coast by Hokkaido. I was amazed to learn you can actually see Russia when it's clear out. That's crazy. And the gardens you can walk through in the middle of Tokyo and feel like you're not in the middle of Tokyo is crazy. We even took a little boat ride. Shit, I keep losing my spot. Sorry. No, I messed that up. I was kind of scared that we would have a hard time communicating since neither of us can speak Japanese, but everywhere we went, everyone was super helpful and patient with us. I spent a night on a mountain at a temple, which was a full-on traditional Japanese room. Table with pillow to kneel at, bedroll that were brought out after dinner. They even served a traditional meal on the tray in the room. It was so good and one of the coolest parts of our trip. And there was no shortage of food, lots to try, but had to time it right or you'd be waiting to get in somewhere. 7-Eleven was great to grab. 7-Eleven was great for grab and go food. You could actually get healthier stuff instead of like fried and greasy things we have here. It was kind of upsetting to come back, but I did miss my own bed. Since the trip, we've been fixing bikes with my brother, enjoying all the sun and rain we get this summer. It's been a while. It has been a while. It's stayed so green around. It's been a while, yeah, since it stayed so green. And now it's just the wait for the sunflowers to bloom this year. Oh, I love that.
No,
it's perfect, Amanda. That's beautiful. I see like flowers and I see temples and shrines layered up.
I see flowers of bloom.
Sunflowers for sure.
Sunflower.
This is exciting. Waiting for these to dry. With watercolor, I always have to have. I tried to do 2 on the go at the same time, but I have to do 4 on the go at the same time.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because it's always waiting for it to dry.
Mm-hmm. And these You really want to dry nicely.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I see so many things throughout the week, and then I want to try them on Wednesday. But then it's like, I see what people are doing. They're taking a lot longer to do stuff.
Yeah, but you can start 5 of them and have 5 of them ready for next week.
That's true. And just keep working on it.
In it.
Yeah, you didn't copy a sentence. I lost my spot because I'm like that. I just reread things.
So, what do you look like?
I have
As a Kids in the Hall gag.
8 legs.
There's a couple gags that like people that watched late night TV
Mm-hmm.
all got, but I didn't because I didn't watch late night TV.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
Right. So there'd be inside jokes.
Right. Like one of them was, so what do you look like? And I don't even really know what that means. You and Felix do it sometimes with your like, I'm a banana. Is that wrong?
No, it's not wrong at all.
Is that what it is?
I am a banana.
Right. Okay.
I don't know how Felix jumped the gap of like, that was out a thing before he was even conceived.
Right. Well, you know
Internet.
what? So there was kind of a pattern where I started noticing memes before I heard the word meme.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time it came up, I was working in a multimedia place where like there was a big meme culture that kind of like they kind of outgrew talking about memes, but it was a big part of their culture, if that makes any sense. I'm like, what is this thing where I'm like seeing funny little pictures and then like narratives around them. And Aaron, he comments on my Facebook sometimes. I forget his last name. Howard Luck had like enlightened me on what a meme was. But also he explained to me the first meme he remembered was called he goes, oh, you mean like Mr. T ate my bag? And I'm like, what are you saying? Like, because I started talking and he immediately leapt to, oh, you mean like Mr. T ate my bag? Like that string of words made any sense. Does it make sense to you?
No.
Zach?
No.
So in the early days of memes, I think it started arbitrarily with Mr. T. But then Mr. T was, do you know who Mr. T is?
I pity the fool.
Yeah, Mohawk.
Yeah.
And
The 18.
For some reason, him eating a person's scrotum was funny in popular culture. It so much so that it spread as a theme, and then apparently the important part was that the scrotum was eaten because instead of Mr. T ate like a hamburger or something healthy, the meme had grown in the direction of then somebody else ate their bag. And I don't know, sometimes I really have a hard time understanding popular culture. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I get that. Like I swear, like for years, I kept hearing the phrase honey boo boo. And my best guess was that it was some kind of cartoon bear. Maybe because I was inspired to think that it was Yogi's friend. Yeah. Hey, boo boo, let's get some picnic baskets. But instead, I believe Honey Boo Boo was a child. Was a Honey Boo Boo a child TV star?
Yeah.
And what did Honey Boo Boo like? Beauty pageants? Is that what Honey Boo Boo did? Okay, so it took me a very long time. I protected my mind for a very long time as to what Honey Boo Boo was. But I also, around that time, I think like is Survivor still on TV? I spent years avoiding watching Survivor or really learning what it was. I was very proud of myself to avoid that. I'm pretty good often at like avoiding gossip. I will comment on this for the first time. And I was highly tempted to comment on this for weeks because I wanted people to stop. But I recognized by saying stop, I would have to reference the problem. But I couldn't give a crap about Coldplay. And I 2000% could not give a crap about some CEO at Coldplay cuddling his HR department. And all the popular culture pop references to this guy's, well, more so to like his wife and his children's personal life was really super upsetting. Like how can you think this is funny when behind this goofball is a devastated wife and brothers and sisters and kids? Like that's a horrible thing to laugh at. And why do people think this is funny? And when will they shut up? And if anybody online commented on this event with Coldplay and the shamed couple, I apologize because I'm not judging you specifically so much as our
culture.
Well, or like I just can't connect it. Like, why are we talking about this? This is somebody's private business, and at best, it's not interesting.
Right.
Now, did I ask you about that? Did you go blue over top of the red?
Yeah.
Opacity. Look at this opacity.
I know. That's what I mean. That's what I wanted to play.
Opacity.
I would do a third.
What are you even using? Are those gouache?
They're my schminkies.
Schminky gouache.
Schminky.
This is a red thing she painted, and then she's put blue over top. It's going to paint with blue wherever they like.
Wherever they like. That's fair.
Zach, were you interested or entertained at all by this couple who... Now, the other thing I found was it looked to me from what I saw that they were... he was holding her and swaying to the music, which is probably inappropriate in terms of like the expectations he might have set out with his family. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe they're just a huggy family and they hug people in public, and maybe that's just the way he and his friend hang out. You know what I mean? Like you accidentally groped Galen once in that manner.
Could you imagine?
Poor
Just
Galen.
like poor Galen.
Yeah. But like maybe I guess
Honestly.
from his reaction it was evident that he wasn't supposed to be where he was, but also it's like the idea that they were having an affair really came up fast. And that's not what an affair is. Hugging somebody at a concert isn't an affair. I don't do it. I don't go to concerts without you, and I wouldn't be hugging the HR manager of my building, but
Yeah, like fuck her. But there's no HR department.
okay, so to anybody but me, it's obvious that they're having an affair because they were canoodling. Is that what canoodling means, or is canoodling sex? Seems to me they were just sort of snuggling it might have been cold.
But I see what you're saying. It's like we weren't there, and then the fact, like, there's so many different things that come into play.
There are so many things that I was thinking and had so many questions.
And like you said before, though, to me, it's like there's so many bigger issues in the world right now.
Right.
Is this like that was? It could have even been like on purpose to take away
conspiracy
focus away from other.
You have what, 25 cents?
Get the jar. Get in the jar.
But truly,
So,
Yeah.
like, who cares what other people are doing?
I have a question for you
don't.
now, Zach. Is do you come on this show to vent your conspiracy theories because it's like a space where you don't have to put
I'm just who I am, and so if jar or no jar,
I love that.
I'm gonna bring up celebrity cloning one way or the other.
Celebrity cloning.
Okay. All right. So I've already told you that I don't believe you're a flat earther. I think that there's no such thing as a flat earther. I think we've talked about NASA, and I have no need for you to believe in the moon landing. It doesn't affect me in any way.
We
I
can
do,
still be friends.
yeah, I do think though,
Yeah.
like take an accomplishment like that to the astronauts, like, dude, I made it to the moon, and now people are saying I'm a liar. That's pretty like that's pretty
Oh, to
like
their face. I'd be upset that they've been lying.
right. Um,
Right.
but like, I mean, okay, so that beautiful mural you made for the Rumble House, right? And it was a risk. Like you felt like you're taking a risk to do that. And then, but if somebody turned around and goes, "Oh, you didn't do that," you'd be like, "No, man, I did that." Like, no, you didn't. And sometimes you're kind of flattered that they think it's too good that you did it. But like, if you went to the freaking moon, and then people are going to take that away from you, it seems a little harsh. Now, like,
Oh, Rich.
listen, because I celebrity cloning is kind of a new phrase to me, and I have no opinion on it yet. But please tell me it's not connected to Paul McCartney not being Paul McCartney, because if it is, I am going to get upset. Because it's sacred to me, and there's no way that they cloned Paul McCartney. This is outside of your range of beliefs? Please tell me this. I'm asking.
Is it Paul McCartney?
Confirm that Paul McCartney is real to you, please. Just if you have to
I can't. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Sure is. Sure is the real deal. Sure did. Sure. What? Yeah. No car accidents could have got him ever.
You're a bad liar.
Paul McCartney. Real.
You love his clone, Rich.
Real, and he matters.
Oh my gosh, this is
And he
actually
is
getting
beautiful,
Okay,
and I
Rich.
love him.
like
Right.
you were talking. Okay, this is interesting.
What, you can believe
So-
what you want until it comes to the Paul McCartney?
No,
Yeah.
That's my boundary.
No, I was gonna say, like, is the Mona Lisa real that's sitting in there, and does it matter? If
Dinosaur bones, are they real? Does it matter? Yeah.
if the clone was the one that wrote all the songs, does it matter?
Do you know this about me? That the teddy bear I just showed you, Panda, I have probably in a span of 6 months, I have maybe 3 or 4 times a dream that I find out that he's not the original panda, that there is a newer looking panda stashed in my parents' house that's actually the original panda, and that rather than dealing with me losing Panda, they just recreated him, and now there's 2 pandas. And the amount of stress I have from this 2 panda dream that I have over and over again is like...
That was like Mickey 17. They made another one. He was supposed to die, and then they made a new one.
Did we finish that film?
Yeah.
How did it end? Did he escape?
But yeah, there's so many things that like connect to this, because we watched a show and they kept remaking this one guy, and he didn't die this one time, and so then there was 2 Mickeys, and then they were like, well, this has never happened before, you were supposed to die.
It happened in a movie called Moon.
Right.
Oh, Moon is so good.
Yeah. Do you ever watch TV?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do you have a TV?
Yeah. It's recent though. It's a new thing.
Is it attached to cable, or what's it connected to?
I'm pirating some pirating equipment.
But that means you can watch pretty much anything you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Jesse's really been enjoying a show called Silo. I'm having a hard time connecting to it, but I really like that she likes it so much. So we watch it, and then she kind of she often talks to the TV when it's not going her way, like, don't go in the door. And it's like, they shot this like 2 years ago.
Does that have Ron Swanson in it?
I'm gonna guess no.
The guy from Parks, he's like their Silo.
It's not a comedy.
No, it's like intense new tech, and he's got to go into a cube, and they started him on fire right away.
No,
No.
but
Oh,
we'll watch that next.
Yeah.
Silo's awesome.
Yeah, do you like it, Kelly? I like
Oh
it.
yes, very much.
That is so nice.
What
Steve
season?
said it's,
What
Steve
season?
said it's some stuff from the book is not in there, but they deviated. There was a book about it.
Did you read the book?
No, Steve did.
No.
We're watching. Well, we haven't gone back to watching Silo. We're watching Foundation.
Oh yeah, there's ads for that.
That's a really good. It's a little confusing, but it's interesting. They jump back and forth.
Cool.
Mm.
Very cool.
We were watching Severance, which I loved the first season of, and then not crazy about like. I don't like when they leave the space. I like the mystery.
Actually, can I tell you something?
You can tell me
I
absolutely
liked
anything.
the first season of Silo, and as soon as she got into it,
Oh.
I don't. It's a weird thing. I think because there was always like a feeling of hope and like fire inside me that was like, yeah, get out. And then as soon as that hit, I was like, oh.
Spoiler
and then,
alert! Spoiler.
No, I'm
Jesse.
not saying anything. I'm not finishing my sentences, but the
Where's
hope's,
Amanda?
The hope's
Amanda,
gone.
are you with us?
Yeah, Amanda's with us.
I was the same way, Jess. I was like, oh, you got out. Oh.
You feel it? Yeah.
I think it was meant to be that way. This is my best attempt at having
Rich,
not
that's
been to Japan,
beautiful.
but a garden that you might have walked through with a backpack and some comfy jeans on and the red sun. That's my painting for you. I hope you like it.
The other one I'm waiting for is Stranger Things, the last season.
We just started watching it from the beginning with Felix, which, by the way, if you want to enjoy a TV show, get yourself a 12-year-old to watch it with, because that has been a joy.
Oh yeah, it's good. And I'm like, oh, they waited so long to release the fifth season.
Right. So, and then they're on the 5th season, but the kids started out and they were like 12, and now they're all middle-aged, aren't they?
Yeah, I know.
Do they age in the show? Are they adults now?
They kind of slowly age, but not much. Like you'll kind of look and you'll be like, oh,
What season is coming on, please? What season? Season 5?
season 5 is coming up in.
And are they in university in season 5, or they've got children?
I'm not sure. You have to follow the storyline. I'm not giving it away.
No, I'm just wondering if they get older.
I don't know. Season 4 is where I left off.
What
so I
what
don't know.
year is it in the show?
Must have been 84, 85?
It started in 85. Is it still 85?
Must be 85 or 86.
But they haven't, like, because I think maybe how many years have passed? Like, those kids have grown into adults.
Well, yeah, because it's in it takes a year and a bit to shoot it.
I know, that's what I'm asking is, within the show, are they aging, or are they trying to like de-age the characters to be junior high kids?
They're junior high, I think.
Hmm.
They get to junior high, I think, but I don't think they go any further. Like, it's hard to explain. I haven't watched it for a while, so right now I'm watching Dexter.
I could not enjoy Dexter.
It's cool. It's kind of interesting. That's all.
I'm not judging you. I'm just saying it's like, I know the premise, and I would not enjoy that.
Yeah. So it's okay. I enjoyed it. Just the way they describe stuff and all that, and you're like, oh, okay, and oh, okay.
No, again, I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm not judging. I'm just delicate.
The other show I'm waiting for is Fallout, the second season of Fallout.
Yeah, we watched part of that and then kind of like got sidetracked because like report cards came, and I feel like Fallout's worth watching.
It looks like little toes now.
No, it doesn't.
Toes.
It's a beautiful abstract.
No, I liked Fallout. I can't wait for the second
I stopped watching it because I liked it. Like, it was so beautiful that I didn't want it on while I was like doing other things. So I took a break from it so we could pay more attention. And then we just haven't gotten back to it.
I'm surprised Felix hasn't played the game.
When we
sensitive.
presented Fallout to him, it was too violent for him. He might have outgrown that just this year. He's kind of turned into a teenager all at once.
Because there's Fallout 3 in Vegas. I can't play it on my computer. It's too slow or too fast or something. I don't know. I haven't tried it.
I like the soundtrack to Fallout 3.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like the soundtrack.
Oh, she loves it. Isn't that nice?
Yay!
Tell me, what do you love about it?
We lost Zach. I hope he's okay.
Man down, man down.
He's doing a phone switch.
Oh, nice.
He just typed it in the chat.
Oh, good.
Zach's back.
Yay!
Give me a smack and I'll smack you back. Kellogg Sugar Smacks.
There's a couple of good shows coming out. House of Dragon. The Ring of Power.
Kelly, I'm so overwhelmed by trying to finish Silo. But when we finish the show, and I think when we're done Silo, we might watch
Fallout.
and then we'll contact you for some suggestions.
Yeah, we just I don't know, just watching different. There was another one, I can't remember what it was called, but it was.
Was it called Kelly, You're Overwhelming Me?
No. But yeah, I get it. We have too many shows to watch to keep track.
Well, that's so a couple things happened. One, AI came, and then the other thing is my favorite writer, my favorite modern writer, Neil Gaiman, shamed himself, and I ended up not in terms of cancel culture. I just didn't. There's portions of my house I wasn't looking at. So there's 3 Neil Gaiman books over here and 6 Neil Gaiman books over there, and I was purposely shielding my eyes from the shelves because I was just so incredibly disappointed with my favorite writer, the way he conducted himself, that I finally said to Jess, I'm probably not going to read these books again. And space is expensive in our house downtown. Like when I was telling you about getting a storage space, our home by the foot is overcrowded since we shut the gallery down. And anything I own is costing me money to store, right? So we took around $700 worth of Neil Gaiman books, put them in a box, and got rid of them. Yeah. Now that said, the next day I went and bought a Jack Kerouac book and just loved it. And I've been reading a couple Jack Kerouacs, and we're reading Ray Bradbury.
Oh,
And
such a
so
beautiful
there's some modern 1960s classics that are sort of popping up and filling my mind right now.
Yeah.
But having that limitation on stuff that's being made today, I need confirmation that it's real. And so I've had a bit of a renaissance when it comes to literature and TV, and I'd really like to watch the Mod Squad, which the TV show.
Have you read? Well, I haven't read it. Steve did, but I was going to say that show I was telling you, Foundation, is based off the books of Isaac Asimov.
Isaac Asimov, yeah.
Yeah, we read Childhood's End in the car with Felix on our road trip. Isaac Asimov is those 1960s, 1970s science fiction films and books. I really think were some of the best human achievements because they were fighting systemic racism in a system that wasn't ready to face racism, and so they would tell stories of robots and monsters to get across
big idea
narratives about empathy, which I think was really important.
The books that I used to read were Dragon Riders of Pern, and there was another book I can't remember. It was 7 books. One was on death, one was on purgatory. There was they were on different things. They were kind of interesting. But and Anne McCaffrey. So technically the Dragon Riders of Pern.
Cool.
Did you ever think of reading the Game of Thrones? Seems like that might be up your alley.
No, I tried to read Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and I only got halfway through.
How old were you?
15.
Okay, so The Hobbit is a book for when you start to get creaky bones, because you have to appreciate wanting to be at home and comfortable. When you're young and adventurous, you're trying to, it's kind of like, sometimes people just need to tell you what you're reading for, because I remember getting a hold of Catcher in the Rye, and I was like so expecting to blow my pants off. And it was kind of like this kid gets out of school and goes on a holiday and nothing really happens. I was like, wow, like I was waiting for a Robert Ludlum plot twist and I didn't get it. And it's because I wasn't reading it and expecting the right thing. And I think like The Hobbit is a great, incredible adventure book if you like having cozy socks on and not leaving your house, and if you can empathize with.
That is such the like.
Am I explaining it wrong?
No, it's perfect because it's on the freaking reading list for grade 7, and I tried it. I was a new teacher, and I was like, "Yes, this is amazing." But you're right. You have to either frame it. It has to be the right person, or it's like because I love it, and I love every time I read it. I love it so much more and more each time.
But can you picture if, like, just imagine this?
So a bunch of hockey boys, and they're like,
no, but just imagine this, okay?
Yeah.
Imagine it's November, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you do a fun drive for like tents, okay? And you put them into groups of like non-reader, reader, non-reader, and they go outside in their tents in the schoolyard when the sky is gray and it's freezing outside, and they bundle up in sleeping bags and they go outside in the cold and they read The Hobbit, because The Hobbit's all about this little guy that is his only wish in life is to be comfortable. And then he gets sucked out on this adventure, and then he's wet and cold. Like, you need to hose the kids down and leave them dripping while they're reading The Hobbit so that they can feel that sensation of, I would, like when we were at the Folk Fest and we got smashed by like torrential downpour. And I was like, I ride my motorcycle in the rain all the time. And Calgary is so dry that while it's raining on you,
it's drying.
The wind from the bike is drying. You're watching the drops land and disappear, land and disappear, land and disappear. And we're at the Folk Fest, and the water's falling down. And I had a rain jacket on, and I'm watching my jeans. My jeans
Our
are getting wet.
torsos were dry.
Yeah, I'm watching my jeans get wet, and I'm like, that'll dry in 5 minutes. And I'm gonna get a little damp, and then all of a sudden, whoosh, and it just like not buckets of rain, but like sheets of ocean, like lakes of rain were falling from the sky. And I was like, oh, I'm super saturated now, and I'm gonna be wet for hours. And so there we were outside in the cold. And I was like, my wife is the toughest lady on the planet, because I want to cry and go home. And you're just sitting there smiling. And I'm like, should I say something? I was like, I don't want to look like a wimp. She's toughing it out. And then, so for the longest time, I think about 2 hours, I'm sitting there freezing to death thinking, I'm not as tough as you are. And then you got this big bubbly smile and you look so happy. And then you just tap me, you're like, can we die doing this? I'm like, no, but it feels like it for sure. And I was like, so I had to say to you, I was like, wait, are you toughing it out for me? Because I was trying to be tough for you. And at that point, we kind of had time to get home, change, and come back for Los Lobos.
We were like, what is our priorities?
And so
Steve Earle is options, my only priority.
Because I have to walk slowly because I'm kind of nursing a damaged Achilles tendon. And you didn't want to walk slowly. You wanted to bust home.
I needed to bust home.
And I was willing to sit there in the rain and hold our spot for you to go home. So you went home, got changed. I imagined that transition of you getting in the house and putting something dry on in the house, and then like maybe even went to the washroom.
It did.
And maybe you kind of like, you just felt that like shift of like, I'm dying. I can't remember what it's like to be cold.
Yeah.
And then you walked back and everything was fine.
I ran back.
And then in front of the entire Folk Fest, I changed my pants thinking, I hope I don't get arrested for this. And I actually didn't expect anybody to mind, except from as soon as I got my buttons done up, I turned around. There's this middle-aged guy putting his phone back in his pocket and just scowling at me like I've never seen before.
He got there late. He wasn't even in there in the rain.
Did he videotape me changing my pants?
That you couldn't see anything.
No, but he was like video. He was like upset.
Like,
He was,
look at this guy.
He was so offended by my public. I tied a jacket around my back and a jacket around my front. I made myself a tent around my waist.
Yeah.
Dropped my soaking pants.
They were sopping wet.
And then put a pair of dry pants on over top of sopping wet underpants. But as soon as I changed into the dryness, it was like, I can't even remember being uncomfortable.
But we were still sopping by the time we went home because we were sitting on wet blankets.
That said, that would have been a great night to sit and read The Hobbit. Like,
right, totally.
Mutton for dinner and mutton for lunch.
The other book was this. It's by Piers Anthony. So Center Isle, Nightmare, all of Piers Anthony's books I've read.
Nice. Very cool.
I just like fantasy ones.
Very cool.
Did you read
On a Pale Horse as well? That's
the one about where they the Hunger Games. Did you read that?
No, my friend gave it to me. It's been sitting at my house on the floor for like a year. And then I said, here, I'm going to give you your book back. And she goes, no, you must read it. I'm like, okay.
Kelly, we're going offline in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Zach is taking the bus to Monday Park to do some plein air painting. And your homework is, before I log you back on next week, you've read to page 20 of the Hunger Games, or you're blocked from the Isle of Roux.
We're just giving homework.
Okay.
I want to report.
If I remember.
No, you turn the computer off and you walk to the book and you put the book in your hand and you go, if I don't do this right now, I'll never do this again. Like, it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen the next day. I can choose to be a reader or a non-reader, but I have to do it right now. And just read for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Set a timer. Read for 5 minutes. If you don't feel like flipping the page, then stop.
Okay.
But you know what? I have the same problem with, and I didn't read till I was 20. And I could read, but I didn't. And I have these conversations with teachers that don't draw. It's like choosing to be blind. Or if you have to choose between going deaf or losing your sense of taste, like, why would you ever choose to give something like that up?
Yeah.
And the ability to read is such a magical process. And it's come up a couple times. Somebody was talking about, we were talking about Orcs and Crake. Oh, yeah. And Carl Sagan was just like, they were interviewing Carl Sagan. It was an old 1970s video. But he's like, when you think about like reading versus not reading, that you can take this piece of a tree and squish it into a flat piece of pulp. And then you make these scribbly lines on the paper. And then you can take somebody's thoughts from 100 years ago and put them in your head and live their experience as though it's happening to you. The magic of reading, and the fact that kids, they're born and they pull out these books. And the thing is, like, nobody really understands how kids learn to read. They kind of go from not being able to read to just reading.
It's magic.
And then you can put on somebody else's skin and become them. Mm. I say this all the time. When I read Roots, I was on the bus and I knew they were going to cut off Kunte's foot because there's a legendary part of the story. But it happened without warning and so abruptly that I yelped when I was on the bus. They cut his foot off and I screamed out in pain. And I had to look down and see that my foot wasn't severed because it hit me so intensely to be sucked into that story that way. To not read is it's not the same as not watching TV, by the way. Right? Because when you watch TV, you're seeing a story happen to somebody else.
Yeah.
When you're reading, that story is happening to you and you're experiencing empathy through another person. Yeah. And it's something that separates us from animals. It's mind-blowing to me that people would choose. I mean, and for sure, I didn't read till I was 20, but that's because people were making me read, right? I had a page number to hit. Like, just like you. You got to hit page 9 or you're not coming back. It's for your own good. Now, I don't even want you to read to page 9, but if you read for 5 minutes, I'll never bug you again. How's that for a plan?
Okay. I read Brer Rabbit.
Fry Rabbit.
and Peter Rabbit and all those other ones.
No, I think Hunger Games is a good start because it's a bit more work than Brer Rabbit. I think it's a good chance for you to try on somebody else's skin.
I did read Nancy Drew when I was young. I had all the books.
I read. Oh, me too. I love Nancy Drew.
Just can't remember it now.
When you there's been all of these like nostalgia pages that have been popping up on my feed, and I see the covers of some of them, and I'm like, wow, that brings me back.
I see. I couldn't read when I was a kid. I was like, I knew how to read. Turns out I was a pretty good reader, but
like you said, the time, like
there was like an anxiety I had,
Yeah.
and the world was moving without me. And it's the same. It was the same anxiety I had when I got yelled at the shopping mall. I worked in a shopping mall, and I went for lunch one day in Northland Village, and the lady from the jewelry store came out and just started yelling, "What is your problem?" I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I might have kind of flipped her the bird and kept going and went to go get my lunch. And then on the way back, I caught myself dragging my fingers across her window and noticing that she was still out there Windexing the window. So every time I walked by her store, I would just drag my fingers across the window. And then if I went into the elementary wing back when I taught in an elementary junior high, the teachers would be yelling at the kids for touching the locks as they walk down the lockers, like an ongoing, constant yelling match. They are always yelling at these kids for just bing, 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 flipping the lockers on the way down. And then I'd come down the hallway and I'd be like, bing, 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 bing. And they'd be screaming at the kids at the same time. No, these were my friends, and they're usually happy to see me, but you could see they were torn, and they're like, am I going to, and sometimes they'd even say like, do you understand? I am yelling at the kids not to touch the walls, and you're touching the walls. I'm like, why do you care if I touch the walls? Bing, 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 bing. And then now that I'm an adult, Felix and I'll go down our hallway in the apartment building. He's banging on the walls and knocking on the doors. I'm like, okay, now I kind of understand why they didn't want to touch the walls. But I had to stop and ask myself, why did I do this? Why was I touching the walls? Do you know why I was touching the walls?
Yeah.
It was the sensation that I would float away and disappear. And I was constantly touching the walls to make sure I was still existed. And that is such a bizarre compulsion to have, to feel like if I'm not proving that I'm still here, I'm going to vaporize and disappear. But that was also why I couldn't read, is because I couldn't sit still long enough to focus on the book, because I kept thinking that I would finish the page and everyone would be gone. Yeah, I still don't like to read out loud. Actually, you know who's really good about it is Felix, because he reads out loud better than I do by 1,000%. But he has never shamed me when I try and read to him and I stumble on words. So he's really good about being gentle with that.
Yeah.
Because I can feel when I'm pissing people off, which you wouldn't think, because I keep pissing people off. But I don't feel him being agitated when I try and reach him. But he must be some on the inside, kind of like, why can't my dad do this? Or maybe he likes it I can't do it. I never thought of that. But I can feel when I'm reading in front of you that you're like, oh, you poor dear, it's so cute you're trying.
I like when you read.
I know I make a lot of mistakes.
No, but I like when you read. I like when you read.
I'm like I'm linguistically awkward when I'm reading. Even my own books, you read my books so much better than me.
I love hearing Felix read.
Oh yeah. When Felix read my books.
He puts such beautiful emphasis, and like when he is a really beautiful reader.
All right. These are the paintings I've done this week. And a lot of the reason why I did these this week was because this is for Matthew, who's been fighting off death.
So good. It's beautiful.
This is for Amanda.
I didn't mean to laugh at Matthew. Like that was a dumb time to laugh, but I just liked his description
okay.
of like shitty. Grim Reaper.
I'm not going to give everybody's names because this, I think, was a more personal one.
It's really beautiful.
It had to do with bodies and double helixes, and I think that one I took the most liberties on because, and this is another one that I took some liberties on. I didn't exactly paint what they wrote so much as like the vision
feeling.
that appealed to me. A blind puppy. Puppy. One of them already found its home. Went to a.
Yeah.
This is a kind of a sad story. It felt like it was about abandonment. Body slamming Donald Trump. Paint me a banana. I actually did this before. It's what does it say? It says not the first extinction, not the last extinction.
Keeping children.
Beautiful
hot
lady
dogs.
serving hot dogs to
Children.
kids.
Children.
This is just a silly doodle. This one actually I'm quite proud of. I'm going to put this one up next to my
Ginsburg.
Ginsburg. I'm going to mail my Ginsburg to Robin.
Oh, that's nice.
A buffalo. Buffalo, 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 buffalo.
Sam.
Sammy Davis Jr. That one requires to know that there's a place called Buffalo, an animal called Buffalo, and that when you bully somebody,
That's Ally McGraw.
Ally McGraw. When you bully somebody, it's also called buffaloing a person. So when you say buffalo, 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 what you're really saying is the buffalo that are from Buffalo are bullying the buffalo that are from Buffalo. Buffalo, 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 buffalo.
That's so good.
One less word in the narrative is when you say police, 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 police.
Right, because it's not a place, but
Which
it's,
police? The police, police.
Yeah.
What are they doing? They're policing
Policing
the
police.
police. Police, 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 police. Police, 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 police. Where's my trees? Oh, they're drying behind me. What did we decide here, Zach? Was going here a deer on a motorcycle.
Oh,
Sorry, I moved that.
Why would you do that?
Look, everything else was dry, and this one, like,
Oh no, it's okay. Let that dry and fix that later.
after.
Don't fix it right away. I'm gonna level with you, Zach.
Yep.
I would have to look at a deer to do this properly. However, I know what motorcycles look like inside my head, so I can get away with not looking at a motorcycle and just painting it. Now, there are some intricate parts in the engine area that I may or may not have perfectly memorized, but I kind of have them kind of memorized. So what are some things that I memorized so that I could draw?
Why don't you put that on the main screen
Motorcycles and
for the last little bit?
bicycles.
Yeah.
Bicycles are what I use at school to shake things up with the kids. I'll say to start a class if they're not totally engaged. I'll say, please draw me a bicycle from memory. And the contraptions, the shit that comes out when like adults, kids, even artists that do art on the regular try and draw a bicycle from memory, unless you've like, and there's one or two kids, generally kids that have built BMX bikes that kind of have the inner workings of a bicycle memorized. But definitely I like knowing that people are going to struggle with drawing bicycles, and that's one of my lessons where I kind of like try and win the kids over by showing them how to step by step drawing a bicycle. And do you know the name of this rack on the back of the motorcycle, Jesse?
Yeah, it's a B rack.
It's B rack.
You don't have a B-rack.
No. We're not those people. Also, I could never really bring myself to go into a motorcycle store
We
and
would have to get a new motorcycle. store.
request that particular object. I did at one point put a windshield on my Yamaha Maxim. I can't, because I was riding my motorbike to university in the winter, and it was cold AF, but the parking was free. So because parking was free at the U of C, and I know I've told you that I rode my motorcycle to university to get my teaching degree. Did I ever tell you how I got in this predicament? It's a pretty funny story.
I was thinking it was about money and it was free to park there.
Yeah, but like, surely I could have seen this coming, right? Yes, no?
Yeah.
So here's what happened. There was a teacher that I was going to school with named Amber. I kind of think maybe Amber married Jeff Watt. I think that happened. And Amber worked at Cafe Bino. And
Are they having a picnic?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
Isn't it?
Keep going.
And I'd given up my career as a graphic designer to get my teaching degree. But it meant going from like having a little bit of money to having no money. And in this process, I was working. I worked I think the last job I had was for 3 years at this multimedia place. And if you took like a day off, you'd come back and half your jobs had been sort of like farmed out to other graphic designers. Very cutthroat. So nobody ever took any job time off because you didn't want to come back and find your plate empty. And so I worked there for 3 years without a day off, and I had accrued like 20 days holiday or something. And I forfeited some days of holiday as well. But I needed that money, it turned out, so that I could get to into U of C, because I basically worked up until the day I started school, and the next day I was doing my teaching degree. And around that time, I was staying up 2 nights a week to get the learning part of what I was done. I also had Oliver. No, I didn't have Oliver yet. I had Robin at my house a couple of days a week. So I was literally staying up from 6 o'clock in the evening till 6 o'clock in the morning, 2 days a week to do my studies. And a lot of people kind of didn't take it too seriously because it was self-directed. And I really felt like, well, if it's self-directed and you're thinking it's a joke, who owns the problem?
You're a joke, yeah.
However, when I went to ACAD the first time, tuition was really quite reasonable compared to when I went to Mount Royal. And then I went to ACAD the second time, and tuition was like paid for me because I was in this business program. And so I believe the tuition I was paying at Mount Royal was around close to $3,000 a year, right? Took 5 years off, went back to get my teaching degree, and it only gone up like $700, right? I was like, that's really good. Tuition used to like double every couple of years. And I was so impressed that tuition had only gone from like $2,700 to like $3,400 or something like that. And then so at Christmas, I said to Amber, who was working at B&O, I go, what are you doing at Christmas? She's like, working. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, like I need some time off. I'm losing my mind. I'm so exhausted. I need to rest. She goes, well, I got to work to pay tuition. I'm like, well, I paid tuition in September. She's like, for the year or the semester? I was like, shit. So what I ended up having to do in the second semester was sell my Jeep.
No.
So that I could pay tuition.
I didn't know this story.
Yeah, because I just wasn't paying attention, and I thought I'd paid my tuition for the year because it had only gone up $700, and it actually went up $700
times 2.
Yeah, times 2, which was brutal.
That is the most stressful thing.
Yeah.
You survived a lot of things.
I was ill prepared.
I was ill prepared.
And so,
And so I was riding my
and
motorcycle.
can I tell you, that's also the year that after selling my Jeep to pay for school tuition and riding my motorcycle to school, and considering I put a windshield on my motorcycle because it was like minus 30 some mornings on my motorcycle and I was afraid of losing my hands. That was the year I went to go steal boots from Walmart because I thought I was going to lose my toes. Like I was just like,
my God.
I'm not going to be able to teach with half feet.
Oh my God.
And really, here's what's going to happen is I'm going to get away with some boots, and that'll be my life, or I'm not going to get away with some boots,
and
that'll be my life. But either way, I'm not going to lose these feet. And so I went to Walmart to steal boots, and luckily my sister stopped me and bought me boots with my parents' credit card because they gave her a credit card in case of emergencies.
And you were out here like
stealing boots, yeah.
God.
Maybe they just thought I was impulsive. Hey, Zach, what do you think of my painting now?
Oh, yeah.
I don't hate it.
Beautiful.
Cool trees.
Thanks, man.
Ooh.
Now I want to go on a motorcycle road trip.
I know it made me wonder.
Maybe next year.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
I've road tripped enough.
I tried to do even 1 hour on the Stony Trail with you. My hands started falling off.
A week after our road trip, I would go to bed at night and close my eyes, and I could still see objects passing
The
me.
highway.
Yeah, I could still. I closed my eyes. I could still see what the road looked like as things were just whipping by. And I wrote a really in-depth, epic poem while I was driving about the experience of going on the road, wanting to see, but everything passing too fast. And so you see everything and nothing all at once. You're on this like set, what did we go, 14-day road trip.
Isn't that a good allegory for life?
Yeah, but like you're going to look at things, but you get no look at anything.
You can see it coming up and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till it gets here, but then it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh.
And riding my bicycle to Edmonton, I remember seeing things on the horizon, like that's my benchmark. There's a sign up there. There's a road sign up there. I'm going to ride up to that road sign and I'm experiencing something new. You pedal and 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 pedal. The road sign is still up there. I'm going to get to the road sign. You pedal and 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 you pedal. And it's like, I still can't read the road sign. It's so far away. And you pedal and you pedal and you pedal and you pedal. And finally, sometimes there'd be signs that warned, I don't know if there still are, but like this is like when Robin was a kid, rode my bicycle to Edmonton. There were signs that said that there would be a road sign,
coming up.
Caution,
yeah.
road sign coming. You're like, what the hell? So,
sign for a sign.
A sign informing you to be aware of a sign coming up.
I saw a few of those on the highway in the States.
Really?
Yeah.
That's probably to keep people from driving off the edge of the highway.
It was like information.
Yeah, I hate that.
And it was for the redwood forest. I actually should have pulled over for.
And you're right. Like it makes sense in a car, but on a bicycle, like you can just see that
coming
dot
forever
on the horizon, and it's growing at the pace of like the hour hand on the clock, and then you pass it, and it's like I have nothing left to look at for a long time. 9:34. We're gonna hang up in 2 minutes. Kelly, do you have anything you want to say?
All good.
Did I put too much pressure on you? Are you feeling pressured to go do some reading?
Usually when I read, I fall asleep. That's not a bad thing.
That's okay. Read then before you go to sleep, and then you're
when I read a book, I usually fall asleep.
Maybe you won't.
Oh, we'll see. Yeah.
We'll see. You could even text me in the next half an hour saying I read by 5 minutes.
Oh, got a lot of stuff to do tonight.
Do you want me to give up?
No, I'll read it.
I'll tell you, by the time Rich Taylor gives up on you, you got a problem.
Yep.
Okay. Good night, Kelly. We love you.
Good night, Kelly.
Bye.
Nice chatting with you.
Good night, Zach.
Good night.
We love you.
Night, guys. Night, Kelly.
Where's your friend that used to paint with us?
I guess he can't make Wednesdays happen. I don't know.
Have you talked to him?
Call
about
him out. Yeah, I invited him tonight.
Happy
Say,
birthday.
Tom, where are you? Tom Hanna, we miss you.
Yeah.
Happy
And
birthday.
Yeah.
Good birthday this weekend.
Have a happy birthday.
Woo, thank you. Thank you.
Hey, and I am teasing you about going out to Monday Park, but if you do, I'd love to see a
Yeah, no, I think I will. It's on the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
Or I might take my watercolors to the park,
Or at
out
least-
there.
At least stop at Monday Park.
Yeah.
And it was nice talking to you, Amanda, too. Thank you for the story.
Is there any chance you feel like singing to us tonight, or is that
What
part of our
song?
lives over? Oh, you
Is
decided.
that part of our lives over?
Well, it used to be a thing. I mean, you remember we used to spin a wheel?
Yeah.
There's
There's
lots of things change.
I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you in worn-out shoes. I'm trying to get the things. With silver hair, a ragged shirt, and baggy pants. The old soft shoe, he would jump so high, then he'd lightly touch down. I met him in a cell in New Orleans. He was down and out. He looked to me to be the very eyes of age. As the smoke ran out, he talked of life. Then he laughed, clicked his heels, and stepped. He said his name, Bojangles, and he danced a lick across the cell. He grabbed his pants and fettered stance, and oh, he jumped so high. Then he clicked his heels. He let go a laugh. He let go a laugh. Shook his head and his clothes all around. Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles dance. He danced for those at minstrel shows and county fairs throughout the South. He spoke with tears of 15 years, how his dog and him, how they travel about. Then his dog upped and died. He upped and died. After 20 years, he still grieves. He said, I dance now in every chance in honky-tonks for my drinks and tips. But most of the time I spend behind these county bars. You see, sons, I drinks a bit. He shook his head, and as he shook his head, I heard someone ask, please, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles dance.
You are the good.
You are the good.
You are the good.
We love you so much. We love you.